Okay, so good day everyone. Good day, sir. We are the Group J as in Jose Rizal. And for today's topic, we will tackle about the controversial about Rizal as the father of Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler. Mike, please. Muted ka.
What makes this topic controversial of Mao, as a father of Mao Zedong? Mao Zedong was an also Rizal's son. Unfortunately, this claim cannot be supported by even the most spurious evidence. Mao Zedong was born in 1893 in Hunan province, which you could say this is kind of near in Hong Kong. But at the end in 1893, Rizal was in exile in Dapitan. Now it would have been possible for Rizal to scamper around Europe and get Clara pregnant without anybody noticing. But he couldn't possibly have jumped into a boat and rowed to Hong Kong without being caught. He did pass through Hong Kong in 1888 and 1891, but he never seemed to have visited other parts of China, unless you count Xiamen and Macau. So there are no details that can be manipulated.
Father of Adolf Hitler. Rizal was known to be a romantic lover with a bunch of women on his list, and some other like the supposed mother of Hitler named Clara Polze. When he was in Europe, it was noted out that he found this pretty European girlfriend, somewhere in border of Germany and Austria. In Berlin, he finished Noli Me Tangere, one of the book's character named Maria Clara. Rizal traveled and studied abroad. He left the Philippines for the first time in May of 1882. And last recorded travel was on September 1896. Hitler should have been conceived August of 1888. But these were the travel of during those dates according of Rizal website.
So now for the summary. The evidence about Adolf Hitler is somewhat reasonable, but actually the analysis is just based on the imaginative thoughts of findings out if it is true or not. But according to the history teacher, Glenn Garfield Angst detailed the chronology or the study of history records to establish the dates of past events of Rizal's instinct in Europe from Jose Rizal, the Renaissance man, a reference CD-ROM available at the Ateneo de Manila University History Department. So it was stated that Rizal was in London from June 1888, after which he went to France and spent some time there. Ang writes that Hitler's birthday was on April 20, 1889, and giving an allowance of 9 months from conception to birth. So Rizal should have been in Australia in July 1888 if he were indeed Hitler's natural father. But this contradicts by the fact that Rizal was in London on July 1888 and remained there until September 1888. Therefore, it is completely impossible for Rizal to have been the natural father of Hitler. And in terms of Mao Zedong also being controversial that he is also a son of Dr. Jose Rizal is also definitely a not true because of the evidence found in their biography that cannot support even single truth of Rizal as the father of Mao Zedong. Thus, based on the research, Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler are not sons of Dr. Jose Rizal.
Unfortunately, I cannot join the actual virtual presentation, but I prepared this video in order to be present during the meeting. Rizal, as the father of Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler, is a very controversial topic, yet it plays a very significant role to the Filipino generations. The question is, why is it relevant? Why is it important to the new Filipino generations? As a Filipino, I would say that this is relevant. This is a very relevant topic to us because it is the history, and through history, we can learn how past societies, systems, ideologies, governments, as well as cultures and technologies were built, how they operated, and how they have changed. And the rich history of Jose Rizal is an important thing to us Filipinos because it helps us paint a detailed picture of where we stand today. His travel and adventure are an important surface of his education and mission for the Philippines. Because of his broad knowledge of different culture, he learned from his journey. It became his inspiration for reform. His works and literature led the Filipinos to start a revolution against the Spanish government in order to attain freedom and gain control over our country. Lastly, his poem, Ala Juventud Filipina, that he made during his journey as an immortalized line, uh, which is Ang Kabataan ang Pag-asa ng Bayan, which still evokes aspirations to nurture and protect today's youth. And that is why his topic is still relevant to the new Filipino generations. And that's all. Thank you.
So now for the individual summary realization and lesson learned, I will be the one of the person who will share my thoughts and learning about this topic. So, based on the research, most of the answers about the controversy of Rizal as the father of Hitler and Zedong are based on the chronology that researchers have studied and done, which lead to a conclusion that Zedong and Hitler are not sons of Rizal. And I also have realized that we humans, we really like to create issues because I observe that when we see something or even just a little thing that is related or connected to a famous person, just like Jose Rizal, we can already make a conclusion without any proof of evidences. Just like what happened to the educational film about Nazism and World War II, wherein a photo the of Rizal was found on the hanging on Hitler's bunker, and that's why it became controversial because they think that Hitler is son of Rizal and added the reason of being resemblance or being look alike of Rizal and Hitler. And therefore, I can say that before we believe in any controversies, let us make it sure that it was true. And before we open our mouth and start talking, it's just that we should think before we speak. So next, Mike, please.
Sorry for that. So for my own individual summary or realization and lesson learned, After reading some articles about the controversial of Rizal as the father of Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler, I have concluded that it would be impossible for Rizal to be the father of both Adolf Hitler and Mao Zedong. Both may have resemblance on their faces of Rizal, but it is not enough for us to claim that they are a real son, the real son of Rizal. So, first of all, I can't possibly believe that Hitler is the son of Dr. Rizal. This because, as what of my as what my group mates have reported earlier, there are a lot of evidences for us to claim that Hitler is not the father of Dr. Rizal. One example of this evidence is, according to the articles that I have read, Hitler's mother or Carla and Rizal doesn't have any relationship, even a simple relationship like friendship. They are total strangers. And this also goes for Mao Zedong. Um, we also have researched a lot of evidences that they are not they are not a real son of our hero Dr. Rizal. And lastly, I learned that we should not easily be deceived by other people or believe in such rumors, because as we all know, rumors can lead us to false beliefs or accusations or whatever it is. And also, we must first look for a valid evidence or research of research, just like what we're doing, and or investigate deeper before we believe in such sayings, so that we can't lead into such controversial controversial. So that concludes for our group reporting about the controversial of Rizal as the father of Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler. So that's it for us, Group J, as in Jose Rizal, and that's all. Thank you for listening. That's all.